Hey everyone, so for the last week or two I've been trying out the new Revlon face products from the drugstore, and I've had enough time to kind of gather my thoughts on them, and I just wanted to share them with you. So when they were doing a buy one get one half off sale, I got the Revlon Nearly Naked foundation, and this is in the shade Vanilla. And then I got the Revlon Nearly Naked powder, and that's in the shade Fair, and I believe that is the lightest shade they offer. To me it looks a little bit dark, but when I actually used it to set my foundation, it worked perfectly. And then later on, I went back and I got the Revlon Colorstay Concealer, and this is in the shade Light and Pale. So as you can see, I've been taking notes on these products for the time that I've had them. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with my Nearly Naked foundation. And I'm just going to pour a little bit onto my hand. So this is a very liquidy foundation. You do have to be careful when pouring it out not to waste any product because it does come out really fast. And I'm just going to take what's on my hand and dot my face. And I'll just do one side at first so you can see the coverage and compare the two. And another thing I should mention is that I didn't put a primer on my face this morning, and that way you can see how the foundation works by itself without being influenced by any other products. So the way I like to apply it the best is with a stippling brush. I've tried the e.l.f. powder brush, the beauty blender, the buffing brush, but I do like this way just because I feel like I can blend it better into my skin and I can build coverage if I need to. But it does apply really well with the other tools too. I just prefer this one. So this is what it looks like with one layer. I do like the coverage. I would say it's medium to full depending on how you build it. I would say this is medium, and if I put another little layer on top of it, it would be full coverage without looking cakey. It did cover the redness. It also covered a few of my little acne spots. It had trouble covering some of these deeper scars, but I'm used to using concealer with those, so I don't really mind it. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply it to this side of my face. Can I just say that I'm sorry if you're hearing weird noises in the background? My dog is hanging out with me today, and he's just doing silly things. So if you hear any distracting noises, that's my dog. There's nothing else going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this out. To show you how buildable the coverage is, I'm going to apply another layer on this side. So this foundation is really lightweight. It actually feels lighter than some of my moisturizers that I use. And when you're applying it, it feels like there's nothing on your skin. I guess hence the name Nearly Naked. So I do really like this foundation because when I put it on, it's not heavy feeling like the Revlon Colorstay might feel. And it also doesn't have any particular smell that I can pick up. I don't smell anything like the Revlon Colorstay where that would smell like paint every morning. I'm losing hairs from this brush. And this is what I mean by you can pour out too much, because that's exactly what happened. And when that does happen, I just take my bottle and I scoop it back in there. And then this also clicks. I don't know if you heard that, but I do like that because then I know that my foundation's not going to go anywhere when I store it. But I take whatever is left and I kind of just run it down here. And I use that to just blend it into my neck. So it's not a huge waste. So another thing about this foundation, and I'm sure if you've seen other reviews, you've heard it too, but this foundation takes a long time to set. That's okay with me just because I can do my eyeshadow and eyebrows and then come do my powder, and by that time it's okay. So because I do have to wait for this foundation to set, I'm going to go ahead and show you what the Revlon Colorstay Concealer looks like. And the key thing with this product is how well it covers my blemishes. That's really what I need it for. Just because I don't believe that I have any bags under my eyes or like deep circles, so I don't really use it for that. So I'm going to go to the spots here that are a bit darker from scarring. And I just take my finger. You can use a brush, but it works well with your finger too. And I just pat it in and then kind of blend around it. So as you can see, it's covered under my nose and it's also covered down here pretty well. However, this spot is still showing. Normally that would be fine with me. I'm not that crazy about concealing my blemishes, but just for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to put another little layer on there. So that's the 2 layers, and you can still kind of see it. So I'm also going to apply it under my eyes, which I normally wouldn't do, but I will for you guys. And I have heard things about it creasing under the eye, and I've tried it myself just to see, and it did settle into those really fine lines underneath your eye, but those are the ones that no one really notices unless you're like pulling your eye down during the day or something, which I don't really know why you would do that. But so I do like this concealer. However, it was a bit pricey for what I believe I get from it. It was $10 full price at the drugstore. You might be able to find it cheaper at Walmart or Target. But I don't know if I would go out and spend the $10 on this concealer again, just because it does okay, but I don't feel like it's one of those products that really blows your mind. It's not going to be the next Holy Grail product. As you can see, it didn't really cover the deeper spots that someone who does suffer from a lot of blemishes might really need. It was able to cover the redness under my nose. It was able to cover the redness down here. I can put it underneath my eyes. So it's an okay concealer, but it's not a heavy duty one. So I'm not extremely impressed with this concealer. It's okay. I'm glad I bought it when it was buy one get one half off, so I didn't pay full price for this particular product, but I don't think I would repurchase it. So that's the concealer. So my last product to review / demonstrate is the Revlon Nearly Naked Powder. However, I can't do that right now because my foundation still hasn't set and it is on my fingers after I touch my face. So that tells me I do need to wait a little bit more before putting the powder on. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes and my eyebrows, and then I'll come back and put on the powder. So I'll see you guys in like a bit. Okay, so now that I've had a chance to do the rest of my makeup, I'm going to go ahead and set the foundation with the powder. I just want to show you before I do that the natural finish of the foundation. It's a semi-matte foundation, and even with applying a layer of powder over it, it still looks natural. It doesn't look cakey. And I even use a dense brush. This is the e.l.f. powder brush. And I just take it and I kind of lightly tap it in. And then I just kind of press it into my skin. And you really do need a powder with this foundation, just because it does take a while to set and you don't want it moving around throughout the day. So I'm barely touching this to the powder and just tapping it in. And I don't go like this on my face because that would just move the foundation around, and I just want to press the powder in to set it where it is. I have dry skin, but the thing I love about this powder is that even with dry skin, this doesn't look cakey on me. I can put it on over my foundation and it still has a very natural finish. So just to summarize my thoughts on these products, I would definitely recommend you get the Revlon Nearly Naked powder. It is very creamy and opaque. It does provide some coverage. It doesn't look cakey when you put it on your skin, and I think that's just because of the texture. It's very, very soft. It's not dry at all. It feels creamy. It feels like a creamy powder almost. It's incredible. I really do recommend this product. I think even full price at $10, it's definitely worth it. So I would also recommend the Revlon Nearly Naked foundation just because it provides the coverage I need. It's lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin. It's a very natural semi-matte finish. And it also lasts a long time, I think, because I know that when I leave, I can go 6 to 8 hours and come home and know that my face will still be there. And I just like that reassurance that the way I put on my makeup in the morning is the way it's going to look when I get home again. So I think for the $10 for these products, it's definitely worth it. The only thing I would say about this one is if you are someone who doesn't have a lot of time in the morning to do their makeup, this wouldn't be for you because you wouldn't have enough time to wait for it to set. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope it answered your questions, and please feel free to leave any comments or suggestions down below for me. I would really love your feedback and to know what you think. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!